Thanks for joining. Here to play some Magic today. We have, let's see, just a few days left until the season ends. Let's see if we can rank up and get that free qualifier invitation. Oh, wait. I already have a qualifier weekend token. Really no point in being in the top 250 this month because of that. I made it to day 2 of the qualifier over the weekend and only went 2-2 on day 2, so no championship for me. But here to play some Magic and have some fun. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have available. Play some more Pioneer Masters. Yeah, I like this set a lot. Let's hop in. All right, game time. Let's play some Magic. Start a draft. See what we're past. See what we open. All right, pack one, pick one. We have some good choices here. I'm a big fan of playing the Gates deck, though it probably doesn't have the best win rate. Draconic Roar. Pretty good card here in our opening pack. I see Draconic Roar. I see Ob Nixilis Cruelty. Two good removal spells that are definitely fine to start the draft with. I also see Guild Summit. Pretty big fan of Guild Summit. It's definitely not performance-wise better than either of these removal spells. But I am a big fan of Guild Summit. It is a fun card to play with, and I do like playing Gates, so let's have some fun. Okay, Guild Summit, nothing too exciting here in the pack 1, pick 2. Celestial Archon is definitely an excellent card, but expensive. There's a Guild Gate here. I like playing the Dimir Guild Gates and the Sultai Guild Gates, or sorry, the Grixis and Sultai when I'm drafting Gates. It's nice to have access to the black and red removal spells, along with the green fixing and the blue card draw. It's like this is the spells bonus sheet instead of Planeswalkers. Let's just take a gate. This. Down and Dirty. An expensive Mind Rot and an expensive Regrowth. Well, that's kind of cool. I do see this Dimir Guildgate, though. I'm thinking that's probably my pick. Here we have an Archway Angel. Oh, that's interesting. Radiant Flames can deal 1, 2, or 3 damage to all creatures. I also see this Blood Tithe Harvester and think, dang, I wish I had taken some black or red cards in my first few packs. Because when black-red is open, it is brutally powerful. I am torn between an Archway Angel and this Blood Tithe Harvester. I know how good Blood Tithe Harvester is. But if we're playing Gates, we should probably just play Gates. So I'm going to take Archway Angel. It is the best top end for that deck. Whoa. Rakdos Return? That's a card. It's more of a card in, I feel like this card is actually playable in Standard. Maybe I've seen more of it in, like, Heads Up Commander. But for 5 mana, you can have your opponent discard 3 cards. That does seem pretty nasty. It doesn't seem like a great solution to most of the decks that Gates is weak against, though. I'm just going to take a Dimir Guildgate over the Rakdos Return. Here we go. We have an Izzet Guildgate, Skyrider Elf. Maybe we can wheel this Skyrider Elf. We could also just take Dreadbore, because having the black-red removal spells is quite good in your Gates deck. I think I just want to take the Gates, make sure people know that Gates are not available. There we go. A District Guide over this Kiora's Follower. Another Gate over some good choices here, actually. Colony Ambush, Selesnya Charm, Swift Reckoning. I mean, these are 2 removal spells. Selesnya Charm's less of a removal spell, but, I mean, they're both rather narrow, I suppose. Conclave Naturalists is nice. Take another gate. And another gate. Dregmangler over a Savage Punch or a Salundi Vision. Maybe I just take Zendikar Incarnate. Yeah. Another Zendikar Incarnate. All right. Commune with the Gods finds me Guild Summit and Gate Colossi. This looks like quite a pile. None of these gates tap for white, but we have blue, black, and red pretty well covered. Blue and black specifically. A little bit of red, a little bit of green. I think our black-red pool could look pretty good here, but we decided to have fun with gates instead. Rakdos' Return seems like a brutal way to beat a Gates deck when you're an aggressive deck. So that must be part of the spell sheet, Rakdos Return, because I haven't seen that yet. Voyaging Satyr last pick. I like that. All right. Paya and Kieran Nalaar. Big fan of that card. Passing some removal and Dreadbore. Yeah, I like this rare. We do have a red creature. If red, green are our base colors, that would be just fine. Pack 2, pick 2. What do we have? A Sidisi Undead Vizier. Not too exciting. We have a Liev Sky Knight. I like that card. We also have a Boros Guildgate. It's going to help us cast our red spells and our angel. Yeah, I don't think anything else here is too exciting. So Boros Guildgate it is. Okay. The gate's been taken out of this pack. Somebody's trying to play gates next to me. I don't like that very much. Valakut Awakening. We have Opal Lake Gatekeepers. We have Reprisal. That's an instant. I mean, that's going to kill a lot of things. Yeah, I'll take Reprisal. Ashen Rider. I mean, that card's good. It's nice to have some big splashy things at your top end in gates. We can figure out how to make double black work. Thunderclap Wyvern. This is a good card. There's also a Gruul Guildgate that would be very nice, but I don't think it's going to wheel. Thunderclap Wyvern might not be there good for us, but we do have Paya and Kieran, which makes 2 flyers. And white and blue are definitely some primary colors. A Boon Satyr over the Selesnya Guildgate. I do like the idea of casting all of the spells that I have here. Another Guild Summit or a Boulder Salvo. I don't think I want Natural State. Maybe Nivix Cyclops is a defensive creature, but I'm going to take Gurmag Angler. Opal Lake Gatekeepers over a Swift Reckoning. Maybe it would be nice to just take some removal spells. Not seeing a whole lot of green this pack. Yeah, we didn't wheel any Skyrider elves. I guess I'll take this one. Yeah, I don't think Gates was the right choice for this draft. Just because somebody else is clearly forcing it over us. I'm almost void of removal. Another angel. The Azorius Guild Gate looks like it's going to be good for us. Compulsory Rest looks like good removal. Another Sky Knight over that Dinrova horror. Bant colors, the red splash with the black splash. Wheel to Boon Satyr. There's also a Colony Ambush here. Colony Ambush doesn't look like it's going to be awesome for us. What's our playables count? I could take this Boon Satyr. Should have taken that Voyaging Satyr over the Wild Slash, I guess. And ditched the red. It's gonna be hard to play Paya and Kieran. One, two, three, four, five, six white sources. Probably 7 white sources. Maybe only 6. 7 blue sources. 5 black sources. 4 red sources. And 4 green sources? I don't like that. 15 lands. All right, this looks like quite a pile. If we win any games, I'm going to be surprised. This is what we call a train wreck of a draft. Getting back into Pioneer Masters after a week away. Whew. Lofty goals trying to make this Gates deck work without opening Gates Ablaze. Guild Summon's probably not the best card to dive into the Gates deck with. I didn't get any Gatebreaker Rams or Gate Colossuses or Gates Ablaze. I'm going to keep this. I'll need a white source. Uh-oh, white-red. Here comes the heat. I feel like the only decks I face are red-white and Gates. We're just mono-red, not even white-red, but they pair well together. Green. Forest does not tap for white mana. Expedite. That's a good one for the red-white deck. All right, I'm drawing a lot of cards. I just got to do stuff with them. Hopefully he doesn't blow up both my creatures with Labyrinth Champion. He could definitely cause some damage if he has some pump spells. The idea is that he can't get an attack if he just kills one of my creatures. But we'll see. My opponent's trying to decide if it's worth getting in an attack with one creature or if he should build up his board more before blowing up my guys. It's like he has a pump spell to blow up the Sky Knight too. Pretty strong. We'll see what our opponent thinks of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't play Ashen Rider. Let's see. I could gain 10 life. And probably not have a blocker. Get some blockers and a Voyaging Satyr out. Hopefully he doesn't kill the Satyr so that I can play Ashen Rider next turn. I read this as a 7-drop, but that's definitely 4 mana, or 4 plus 4. 4 colorless, not 3. Wow. Blow up the Voyaging Satyr too. I was just hoping he had something that didn't target both of his creatures, so that he either pumped Phalanx Leader or killed something with Labyrinth Champion. There's the Ashen Rider. Can we avoid dying this turn? Good game. Got him. Oh, that was fun. Gates. Our opponent had kind of a slow start for a red-white deck. They didn't play a creature till turn 3. So we were able to draw a bunch of cards with Guild Summit and Stabilize in time. It was fun. Definitely noticing a lack of white mana. I only have 6 sources. I guess I could cut a Demir Guildgate and just play 8 gates. How about I just cut a swamp? Here we go. It's not like I have a Pilgrim's Eye that I need a swamp for. So I have District Guide. That searches for black mana without having any basics. I'm warm now. This looks good to me. Need to find white mana again, but that's okay. Our opponent's going down to 5. Get Guild Summit out there. Start drawing cards next turn. That was a pretty good draw. To keep up a wild slash now. I guess I should have killed that in response to him playing Laguna Bend Trailblazer, so that he did not have the mana to cast Unflinching Courage. Oh well. Leaf Crown Dryad with a Baleful Eidolon on it is a nice blocker. Pi and Kieran's pretty good here. Keeping up a couple different removal spells we can use in case our opponent tries something. All right. Removal blowout action. Gain 10 life. Ooh, that was quite a top deck. That should be game. Good game. 5 colors, baby. All right, we're 2-0 with Gates. Not particularly good Gates either. Sand looks playable. I'm not going to use my Wild Slash here because if I have a 2-drop, well, I can probably just block with that. And if I don't, well, I'm okay to take some damage until I get the Gatekeepers out. He's not doing anything this turn. I'm going to Wild Slash this, trying not to take damage. Oof. That would have been a much better choice. Ha! That's funny. Gate Colossus going to be tough to beat. They have Sky Knights will certainly help. So it seems to have a bunch of counterspell mana up. I'm a little nervous here. Yeah, looks like I'm dead. Wow, what a curve. Yeah, if I just wild slash the Voyaging Satyr, I'd probably win this game because he doesn't get to play Gate Colossus on that turn, and then he doesn't get to Essence Scatter my Sky Knight in response, and I'd still be at 18 life. Right. This guy's going off. All right, that's enough. Oh, what a perfect draw for that guy. Good for him. That guy's deck just had better cards in it, and he drew them in a great order. Can't win them all. Two and one with our gates. Let's see how many more games we can win with this 4 out of 10. 'This hand makes this deck almost look normal. Nay. said nay. Not the dragon mantle on the imposing sovereign, anything but that. Interesting sequencing. Pumping up the sovereign. Put 4 power in the air. Double experiment 1. Good thing this isn't a 5-5. Okay. Can we get there with the elf? We can get there with the elf. Good game, the swine. All right, we're 3-1. We got 3 wins. Feeling good. With double Guild Summit, double Archway Angel. This deck is an absolute pile. Let's do it again. Let's keep it rolling. At the very least, this is fun. 3-1. I've gotten more wins with this deck than I expected to. All right, this is a good hand. All these lands that aren't gates, crazy. I don't have any swamps, so there's no way I get to play the Oligarch next turn. Looks like my opponent probably has a Wild Slash. Yeah, for the sake of using my mana well, better to do that, because next turn I can play Oligarch and keep up Reprisal. I don't love that. It's going to be harder to block. So my opponent has Wild Slash. The red source, sweet. I need one more black source. It'd be nice if I could draw one next turn. Okay. Means the Wild Slash isn't here for the double block, perhaps. Well, that's not great. Black source. Ah. All right. Well, maybe this will slow down his attacks. Maybe he'll just attack with the Zendikar Incarnate. And I'll have a chance to get him with the Wyvern next turn, or I just get Fall of the Hammered. I don't know. The other idea was play Paya and Kieran, but I can double spell next turn. More removal. This guy just keeps playing good removal spells. Go with the Zendikar Incarnate. Ah, that's shitty. What a curve. What a curve. That was rather lucky of our opponent. They had some perfect answers against us. Good game. We weren't going to be able to get through that trampler anyway. My opponent had good removal to stop any efforts we could have taken at like a double blocking. We didn't really stand a chance there. Imposing Sovereign's such a pain in the ass. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I beat Imposing Sovereign. Stops me from making any blockers. What? Can't beat Imposing Sovereign. Boring as fuck. Wow. What a joke of a game. My opponent just played imposing sovereign and the game was over. That was fucking boring. Oh well, 3-3 with Gates. Lost to some boring red-white decks. What can you do? People will draft boring decks. Alright. What's next? Let's dive back into Pioneer Masters. This set's fun. See if we can make something out of the spells sheet. 3-3 with Gates. Pretty bad, but passable. Diving back into this silly set. The lack of balance is rather noticeable, but still fun to play. All right, diving into a new draft. What do we have here? Pack one, pick one. Ooh, this must be new. Expedite out of the spells sheet. Spells bonus sheet. Good in the red-white deck. I see a district guide. It's pretty appealing in this first pack. There's nothing that's screaming at me to play red. I could just take Expedite and assume I get more heroic cards, though. Should we just force it? It seems to be the best deck, but District Guide's pretty good, and I'm happy to start with that wherever we are headed. Ooh, Imposing Sovereign. That's a pretty good card. I do like playing the green-white deck when I get an Alpha Authority. Alpha Authority makes the green-white deck pretty strong. Imposing Sovereign is just so hard to beat when you're in an aggressive deck. Night Howler's pretty good here. Swift Reckoning, Kabira Takedown. And Kabira Takedown might be slightly better than Imposing Sovereign just because it fits in the land slot too. I'm going to take the Sovereign. Choices. We have an Azorius Charm, a Pilgrim's Eye, an Anchor to the Aether. Anchor to the Aether has been overperforming for me. It's also a Selesnya Charm if we want to just dig into the green-white thing. But with District Guide, I think it's a good idea to touch into other colors. What are the chances we wheel that Azorius Charm if we take Anchor to the Aether? I'm going to take Anchor. It's a little bit less narrow than Azorius Charm. Toil and Trouble. That's interesting. I like Pilgrim's Eye or a Sajiri Shelter here, and I'm leaning more to the Pilgrim's Eye. There's also an Is It Guildgate and a Skyrider Elf. But I don't need to be playing Gates to get the value out of District Guide. Is It Guildgate is good. But over the Pilgrim's Eye, I don't think so. Essence Scatter or an Azorius Guildgate. I like the idea of the Azorius Guildgate here to play these cards we have. There's also an Audacity for that green-white deck. An Essence Scatter, which performs pretty well. I guess the choice is, do I want to move more into blue or white? I'm leaning a little closer to this Essence Scatter than the Guildgate. Well, let's take the Guildgate. Get to play all these colors. There's another Essence Scatter, but I want this Kraul Harpooner. Harpooner's great. It kills flyers sometimes. Otherwise, it's just a 3/2 with reach for 2 mana, which is an awesome rate. I like Gust of Wind here. Ooh, a Liev Sky Knight. It's a good reason to be playing white-blue. Opal Lake Gatekeepers looks a little weird without any gates, but we could end up playing it if we get some gates. Swift Reckoning on the wheel, pick 10. Ooh, a Treasure Cruise, pick 11. All right, over this Temporal Trespass. Temporal Trespass is a little too expensive. 11 mana is hard to attain. Even when you have, like, 7 cards in the graveyard, it still costs 6 mana. If I hadn't taken the Azorius Guildgate, I'd just end up with like 2 Essence Scatters with this list. And that would look pretty good. We'll see if the green finds a home here. I didn't get past the Sky Knight until after taking my Kraul Harpooner. Extricator of Sin, possibly. I'm not a huge fan of this card, but it does create a couple bodies. Later on, you can sacrifice a land. And then you've got a 3/5 and a 3/2 and a way to blank people's removal spells. Yeah, I wish I had taken some Essence Scatters. White-blue here would look quite nice. But Sylvan Primordial is a good card. What are the chances we can actually cast such a beast? 7 mana. The choice here is, do we keep going into green after not seeing any green cards late, or do we just ditch it and play white-blue? I'm going to take Stasis Snare. Just play some white-blue. There we go. Thunderclap Wyvern. Swift Reckoning. Hoping to wheel this Nimbus Naiad. Ardenvale Tactician. Excellent. I know I've mentioned it before, but this pile would look really good with 2 Essence Scatters. We'll see if Shipbreaker Kraken makes it in there. We're just going to keep taking good removal spells and flyers. I suppose Void Shatter can make it in here. Another Gust of Wind over a Lotus Eye Mystics. Yeah, we'll try to get some Cloudfin Raptors too, maybe. Another Gust. Yeah, I'll definitely play 3 Gusts of Wind if I have enough flyers. And I have 4 so far. Reprisal looks good. I already have 1 Treasure Cruise, and it's nice to have good removal. Reprisal hits a lot of different creatures and at instant speed, which is pretty powerful. Archaeologist, or a way to splash black. Probably Archaeologist. I have a good number of non-creature spells. I even have... Huh. Interesting. Support 2 and draw a card. That could be okay on some flyers. Probably... It's not something that I want to play, but I could. Possibly. Sullen Division, a free spell. In the land slot. Ardenvale Tactician. That looks good. Liev's Sky Knight. Number 2. Yes, please. Gideon Juro's riding a lion. All right, what do we have? A Zephyr Winder? Nice. We did not wheel that Nimbus Naiad from the last pack, so somebody's taken blue flyers. But we have better 3-drop flyers anyway. More 2-drops, please. I can actually target Phalanx Slater with the Ardenvale Tactician to give my team a bump. There's also Anchor to the Aether, another good removal spell, but I think I need to take one of these 2-drop creatures. And I'm not sure whether Keening Apparition or Phalanx Leader will be better. Another Sky Knight. Don't mind if I do. I'll take as many as I can get. And another Ardenvale Tactician. All right. Jury Shelter or a Compulsory Rest. I feel like I have a good amount of removal. Might just be nice to have a free spell in my land slots. Yeah, that's a 2-drop. Ooh, nice. I could totally play another Felonyus Archaeologist. Gonna have to cut one card, or maybe not. Maybe I just play 16 lands with this deck. Nah, we'll cut one more card. I think Pilgrim's Eye is going to be a little bit better than the hero for us. We didn't see any Sungrace Pegasus. This deck looks nasty, I gotta say. We're going to be searching up good removal and treasure cruises with archaeologists. We're even going to search up lands sometimes. Play flyers, tap down our opponent's creatures, draw lots of cards, bounce them. This deck looks really cool. I haven't played a white-blue deck like this in Pioneer Masters. Quick bathroom break, and I'll be back to play some games. Oh, I don't think my music was playing. Oh, I don't think my music was playing. Oh, I don't think my music. All right, back to it. White blue deck. All right, this looks fun. Play some Magic. White blue deck. All right, this will tempo our opponents out. Magic. White blue deck. All right, this will tempo our opponents out. Magic. White blue deck. All right, this will tempo our opponents out. Magic. White blue deck. All right, this will tempo our opponents out. Magic. White blue deck. All right, this will tempo our opponents out. We'll be doing a lot of bouncing, a lot of tapping, the occasional countering, a lot of tapping, the occasional countering, a lot of tapping, the occasional countering, a lot of tapping. Damn. The shuffler got me good. Damn. Just imagine if the other hand had that blue MDFC card. Had that blue MDFC card. Can't keep this. Can't keep this. As much as I would love that third land. Oh, as much as I need a doubling. Oh no. I must have just started. Thanks, center. Could have sworn I had the mute taken care of. Yeah, thanks, center. We're good. All right, Felonyus Archaeologist. This deck's going to be really cool. We had to mull, but we have a treasure cruise in hand. Get some threats out there before we start holding up counterspell mana. At least one threat. What you got? Lowry? Okay. Obnixless Cruelty on turn 3, and he didn't play another land. Well, we're also going to miss a land drop. Okay, another Obnixless Cruelty for our Sky Knight. What if we deja vu? Oh, that was awesome. Alright, our opponent just Gates Ablazed away one of our creatures. He refuses to take 3 damage from that. I love it. Alright, so let's Felonyus Archaeologist to get something. I want Swift Reckoning. Swift Reckoning doesn't look that threatening in your hand, does it? But I do have a lot of Ardenvale Tacticians. I'd rather have Gust of Wind. We'll get out a 2-power flyer. Maybe start causing problems for our opponent. Maybe they'll start drawing lands. Maybe they'll just keep playing removal spells. Another Obnixless Cruelty. Alright, this guy's Gates deck is awesome. He has all the removal spells and all the gates. I love it. Alright, what do we have here? Can't cast Treasure Cruise for as much as I'd like to. For 3 mana? Yeah, I guess I'll I'll just pass with a counterspell up here. Next turn I can treasure cruise for X equals 3, or sorry, for 3 mana plus these 5 cards, and then draw a land so I can keep up a counterspell. Courier's Briefcase is cool. All right, we got a land. Hilarious start to the game. Getting all of these flyers blown up. Funny if he just like taken 3, then maybe another 3. He could have Gates to Blazed away 3 Liev Sky Knights. I don't want my opponent to have any information, so we'll counter that. Maybe I was supposed to play my Ardenvale Tactician there. Guys, Grixis Gates control with some green. Pretty awesome. Looks like he has to discard a card. He's taking his time. I suppose Lowry's probably a female name. She's taking her time. I just saw Johnny's face. Okay, I can attack. I suppose I'll just make it look like I have something. Yeah, I could bounce as 1/1, but I don't really care. I wanted to draw land so that I could double spell with the Wyvern, but Pulsar Gatekeepers. Yeah, it's going to kill our Sovereign. Instead of playing Wyvern now, I'm going to wait in case my opponent decides he doesn't want to take any more damage from the Tactician. Snatch back his Treasure Cruise. Or the discard 2 cards thing. Wow. Yeah, gets his Treasure Cruise back. That's pretty sweet. Ooh, that was a nice draw. All right. Now I want to do something. Cool. This way I get to play a land. And add some power in the air. It's a jury shelter to save our wyvern. The treasure cruise looks pretty expensive in their hand. Our opponent is tanking. Probably a good thing for their sake, because they don't want to lose this game. We'll give the wyvern pro black. Save it from that. Gets an attack in with the scab. I'm just going to play the tactician, but not the second one, just because I want to leave up some interaction. Not gonna crack his courier's briefcase, is he? Protection from white. We just get to anchor to the Aether, his Storm Breath Dragon, and then kill him. Good game. All right, we got our first win with this white-blue deck. We had to mull to 6. And I don't want to change anything. That was a funny game. 3 Obnixilis Cruelties for my 3 Liev Sky Knights. I imagine if my opponent had used their Gates Ablaze a little bit more strategically, they could have smoked me in that game. Cracker cheese. All right. There was much cheese and crackering this week. The Christmas holiday. Charcuterie boards abound. Who doesn't love a little meat and cheese selection? Logi Archaeologist gets me a land or a spell. Fancy. And this will make it look like I have something else to do with my counterspell mana on this turn. A few solid creatures in that top 6, but that's okay. Like we're gonna get Essence Scattered. No? Oh, we didn't get Essence Scattered? Why not? What else could my opponent have had? Maybe Devour Flesh? That was weird. It looked like they got priority just for the spell cast. Huh. Yeah, sure. Let's keep attacking. I don't think that's stasis snareable. Ooh, really? I can just cast Treasure Cruise for 4? I thought it was a good amount of mana up. I'm going for it. Nice. Very nice. All right. I thought that might get countered. That is a card. Ooh, Jawari Disruption. He just didn't use it on the Wyvern when he could have. That's annoying. Jawari Disruption got us good. He could have disrupted the Wyvern, but he decided not to. I guess I'm just going to attack in the sky I hope that he attacks with Master of Waves. He probably won't. Two, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, I can't even play Swift Reckoning at instant speed. Well, it's okay. Reprisal takes care of the scab. We end up taking 4. I'm just going to bounce his Master of Waves so that he doesn't have anything to attack with. Might have a Essence Scatter. Yep. Oops. Huh. That actually might be really good. Down to 4. I'll have lethal in the air. Oh, another Essence Scatter? Wow. Look at this guy. What an awesome control deck. If only he had countered my Thunderclap Wyvern when he was supposed to. It looks like he just forgot to counter the Thunderclap Wyvern. He attacked with Master of Waves. Good game. Good game. Flyers, getting there. Tuno. Oh yeah. Anchor on that Cloud Fin. I could have anchored the Master of Waves instead of bouncing it, totally. But I like the way that turned out. I needed to get him to attack when I didn't have any blockers up. That was the only way Spell Mastery or Swift Reckoning was going to hit the Master. All right, game time. We get an archaeologist out. Search for something juicy. Well, at least we got rid of some lands. And Tuco Husk will help shut down like all of my different removal spells, so I don't like the idea of that. We have a flyer. Now we just gotta keep it alive. Like Gust of Wind, one of his butlers, just to make him mill some more. Ooh, now I can just treasure cruise. This is the time to do it. Yeah, because I'll be able to Gust of Wind, and then I'll have an instant and a sorcery for Swift Reckoning. Yeah, let's do this now. Ooh, Whip of Erebos. I really don't want him to have a 1/1 flyer to block with, but let's do it. I'll just Gust of Wind it into his hand. Whip of Erebos is quite a way to race. That's an enchantment, right? Alright, well, let's bounce that. Play... I don't really care about my creatures, my opponent's creatures entering tapped, do I? But I do care about Whip of Erebos not being on the field, so let's just get rid of it. There we go. Cartel Aristocrat is annoying because he can blank my Gust of Wind now. Sandbag a land in case they make us discard something. Cartel Aristocrat. Definitely going to be annoying here. Okay. Wow. What a blowout. Oh, oh wow, that is brutal. Right at... Oh, man. Got me good. Imagine if he had waited till I attacked. Lucky bastard. I can't even use this safely against Cartel Aristocrat because he can just sacrifice the other creature that I tap and then give Cartel Aristocrat protection from white, and then Tactician's gone. So, let's avoid that. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I guess the best way to get rid of two creatures, get something back this way. Do I care about him getting back? I guess I don't want him to get Sin Collector or the Monarch, or the Oligarch, sorry. Yeah, I have no idea what to do about that Cartel Aristocrat. Pretty screwed here, aren't I? Needed to be able to race in the air. Him getting both of my 3/1s was brutal. Otherwise, I definitely would have been able to race. That was pretty strong. Bile Blight, right before I drew my Sajiri Shelter. I guess I'm just gonna lose a Gust of Wind and a card. But I can't really deal with this Cartel Aristocrat. Yeah, I really didn't want his Sin Collector back, but what can I do? Now he has Sin Collector, so I better use it before I lose it. Yeah. Indeed, I did. At least I got some of his attackers in the process. That Baleful Eidolon on the Cartel Aristocrat would be pretty brutal. Yeah. Can't really deal with that. Okay. So he's going to let it resolve. And then I'm dead. Yeah, I couldn't beat that Cartel Aristocrat. I mean, I could have if I had some creatures to race in the air, but that Bile Blight got us good. Good game. Fold to Bile Blight. Alright, 2-1. This deck's fun. Liev Sky Knight's probably a fine card to deal with Cartel Aristocrat, just because it makes them sacrifice another creature on your turn. Make your instance work better. See if we get another chance to try it out. Imposing Sovereign. That's what I'm going to start with since I'm on the play. Keep my opponent's blockers tapped so I can push through damage. Take advantage of being on the play. Playing against Gates. Gust of Wind looks pretty bad against a District Guide. Oh, jeez. What a mill. Brutal. I want him to think that my attacker... Jesus Christ. There's that Rakdos return. Jesus Christ. Made me discard 2 spells and a Treasure Cruise. I've got 6 spells in the graveyard, 4 spells on the board, 5 lands in play. I cannot think of a worse position to be in. There's not one. This is the worst position anyone's ever been in. Our Treasure Cruise is gone too, so any way of like getting back in the game no longer exists. Rakdos return. What a blowout. Get the last 3 cards in my hand. I wonder if this guy was from the draft we had before this. It would make sense. Someone else was cutting us out of gates and got all the Skyrider elves, and we passed them Rakdos Return, and they were definitely to our left. I bet this guy was in our draft. Possess Scab. Gets back a Skyrider elf. Let's mill 3 more creatures again. What do we say? Not very good. Not very good. Oof. Rakdos Return. Can't beat that. Really needed to get some damage in there. Reckoning saves us for a turn. Those gusts of wind. If I just played a gust of wind over that Keening apparition, then I would have had an extra card in my hand, and then Rakdos Return would have left a treasure cruise in my hand, and we would have been able to win this game. But I still like the idea of building up my board so I could attack for more. I think Keening Apparition there was the right play, when I can untap and just play Gust of Wind the next turn. That was stupid. Rakdos Return got us. Our opponent was on the play, and they got us before we untapped for our 5th turn, discarding our last 3 cards. You can't beat that. What a curve. 4/4 flyer on turn 3. Lucky opponent. Good for them. Okay. Gets back his Skyrider elf. Really want to draw a flyer. Damn. I wasn't going to let him play another gate before I killed that. All right, now I can cast Treasure Cruise for 1 mana. Not a chance. Is your Notion Thief resolving before my Treasure Cruise? Yeah, that's some good value. Got rid of our opponent's Notion Thief before we drew a bunch of cards. Our goal is to win in the air, so we'll just attack in the sky and deal with whatever large threats they play. Gonna want a 7-turn clock. Oh no! Not another guild summit. At least make him spend mana if he wants to draw cards again. Oof. That is rough. I really needed those Ardenvale Tacticians. I needed more damage in the air and disruption. That was pretty bad. I did not have a counterspell. My opponent will be drawing many cards. We do not have enough threats to win this race. Oof. Just keep top decking lands. Yeah, that's brutal. What can you do? Mill 2 Ardenvale Tacticians and then just top deck lands for 2 turns. It's not a good sign. We have 10, 11, 12, 13 of our lands out of the deck. Not many cards left in the deck after all. Oh, man. Eye roll. How many district guys does this guy have? Infinite cards. We only saw a single district guide when we tried to draft the Gates deck. I guess I gotta do something or else I'll just die to whatever's on the ground. Oh, look, more lands. We top decked 4 planes in a row. Yeah, we've top decked 4 planes. No, we got the Zephyr Winder the turn before that. Never mind. Guy's going off. Oh well, he can flip that. Doing it pre-combat too. I think I should probably trade with the Zephyr Winder. I have him in 2 turns, but he has me in fewer turns. He also has me in 2 turns. Too many planes. Top decking that many lands is definitely the end of our match. We had 11 lands or 11 cards left in here, and then we drew 2 more lands. So there's only 2 lands left in our 9 cards. You know, what can you do? Now he gets to make a 4/4 with Nissa. And we draw another land! We draw another land! Oh, that was boring. How many lands can one man draw? Well, we got fucked by the shuffler there. That was some pretty rough luck. A couple games in a row. Oh well. 2 and 3. We had fun playing. Pioneer Masters is pretty unbalanced. But that was cool. Good games. I'm Felonyus, and I'll be on tomorrow. Maybe. Not tomorrow, but I'll be on next week.